For many generations, women in Meru County have been accustomed to the patriarchal way of life. This has bled into the social, political, and, as will be evident in this documentary, economic fabric of everyday life, where the husband is the financial lifeline of the family. His roles primarily being to provide, make the huge decisions of the family on money matters, while the wife, on the other hand, is relegated to domestic chores. This dynamic oftentimes leaves the women financially tethered to their spouses, and in the event of death, things fall apart. A majority of widows live in pain, not only because of the loss of their husband, but because they were never prepared for a life without them.
All of us are candidates to either becoming a widow or a widower.
Meet Zainab, a widow of more than 15 years, living with one of her sons who suffers from a mental illness. She lives in this dilapidated home, which is the only property she has to her name, well, that and a few chickens in her backyard. She is unable to walk properly due to arthritis and other health conditions, which make her role as the breadwinner challenging.
Changamoto inacha kwaga mbecha tira nkudugania cia kuchwandawa na wengo akajiri wa nkadugania umuchwira no ndo akara kiongo ya gigitate temenya ura kiongo ya karire na atatuire.
Ever since her health deteriorated, her family and friends abandoned her. She has no one to ask for help from other than her other children, who take care of her basic needs and those of their siblings.
Ana bateza ya bagantumira gintu na ubali kona gya kuria kona kia muntu yo tuino anteza tezia na ndini utukaraga.
Many widows share her experience, struggling to meet their basic needs, abandonment from friends and family during their most vulnerable moments, and being forgotten by the very community they nurtured. But against the hardships of widowhood, some have risen above the odds. Women like Jane have refused to be defeated. She has turned to quick, casual jobs like plowing other farmers' land, cleaning, and nurturing her small kitchen garden in pursuit of making ends meet.
Inde tata to ko no no wi au ko to ko inde ta kire mari megato o ke ndanu twantike nana kwanta kana kaka dikite kali na mianka ita ina kana kani kali mianka ina no bo to bati ngata ne to ana kwa gu murungu na miambe kire nyabu ndeta kire mego monka to akora.
Cultural expectations and long-held beliefs about the man being the sole provider continue to hold women back from seeking financial knowledge and opportunities. But not all women wait for widowhood to take charge. Some, like Helen, are defying societal norms by taking financial matters into their own hands, even within marriage. Helen is a wife and a mother of 3 children. She does casual jobs like plowing commercial farming land alongside farming within her home. She is the breadwinner in her family. And because of her situation, she was forced to take up charge of the financial status and wear the provider hat because of how unreliable her husband is. This is a small form of protest for women to engage in economic enterprises and secure futures, not only for themselves, but for their children, just like Margaret. Her story is no different. She was financially dependent on her late husband due to the patriarchal standards up until his passing.
Lakini no tenge ukango kunieku utenge kwenye dhani yeku lakini njoketi mazokanye nyuma rere ndemenya undari matuju tulankolema kana ndatonya gikundi nyako ngutonya nkagura ngoko kana ng'ombe.
After struggling for a long period of time to make ends meet, she finally took the plunge, sold the piece of land left by her late husband, which brought her financial stability in return.
Kamunda ndenderie ndona ndivie manto jakwa ja ruju nonto kamunda katwiri matopempe tukaura tungare matongo tukaura ndagwampendi kamunda kawoni jukie mbake kanyomba jakaukanduka ndejaeko.
All these women speak of promises made by community leaders and organizations that were never fulfilled. The very people tasked with protecting these vulnerable women left them to carry their grief and burdens alone.
Nikumenya mukuru kwa Antonio tedio ni tutoka njoni botetu gwakinyira manto jagafiru.
Kwanja mtabwiri jo mai. Taregi ya corona. Pero puretero into.
Ntontari nya family eriki naenda ari unna murungu.
It's high time we rethink the place of a woman within the household economy and how our society will create opportunities that help them thrive.
Mukuru areke ukua muntu na bati kugya umebonene muno na akomerie manto jandi guru teko thama wita mutaene teko chwa mukuru ngikenda bwizura bwenwe nubati kwizura uwe wena akirie nene kwena antu baina ibaruga guku kinyanto ibaura ngujo ntu twauraga ugeto okarimia no kathithia gikundi kya kuonera mbeca.
Thirikari ni bathuganiretie muno kwina mbeca thirikari yeyanaga ki widows bunka ki Eekuru be widows bomba guciogania gikundi nonto thirikari titethagia muntu umwe itethagia group.
Some churches are playing an influential role in shaping attitudes around gender roles by creating support groups and programs for married and widowed women alike, recognizing the value of economically empowered women.
Mukuru ake ya wita na mwekuru atiwa wenkane na toana ito kuruba kanisa na kanisa chiondi ila ndo amirite tukauwikia ngombi tumbikio ba support yikuria na kuthomethana bao.
This is also a message to the men who, for the most part, act as the sole providers in women's lives to be transparent about money, owned assets, and really have those uncomfortable financial conversations for clarity and financial protection of the dependents in the event of incapacitation or death.
Anto ibaibange mapema. Nonto it is ineuma tugakua na twakua ri ubwirite gucioria nonto riranga akua ngatiga nje kwatea ngatiga na bakwatea ngatiga mwekuru kwatea property ira ndi na ciori ciumba kutethia antu bakwa ba family atea nonto into bibinge ibukuro.
This documentary is not just about widows. It's about every woman. It acts as a testament to the financially dependent women that if they don't stand out for themselves, no one will.